Hey there, little mama. Have I got a question for you? Are you wondering what the deal is with men? Well, you know what? You're not the only one. And here's the thing. You are going to be able to love your husband better, to know him as a man, to understand him as a man, and you are going to be able to raise your boys so that they can be the men that they were created to be. And what we're going to do on today's podcast is learn all those things on Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show. Okay, like I said, I've got a treat for you today because we don't understand men. And honestly, it's okay because we're not men. I don't know if you noticed, but women are different. They're not saying that in our culture, but they really are. And inside of this culture, it's more important than ever that we get this straight. Now, you can go through your marriage and just not know these things, but why? Once I learned them, I'll tell you what, it made a huge difference. And my guest today is Alison Armstrong, and she's one of the reasons that I know some stuff that I didn't know. Now, y'all know I've been married for a really long time, over 40 years, and it was about 3 or 4 years ago that I started seeing Alison's stuff. And I have to tell you, even up to last weekend, I learned something I didn't know that I wish I could tell you about. But if I'm mentored by you or you're in the Moms Like Us Academy, you just might learn it. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Let me tell you about Alison. Alison is the author of 3 books. Now, that's really great. It's the Queen's Code, the Understanding Men, and also the Keys to the Kingdom. And I've got them all right here, and I'm sure I'll hold them up for you later. But I have to tell you, one of the greatest things about Alison is the way she communicates. And when that happens, it's courses inside of her online course area. And you can find that at alison.com. I will tell you again later. But please understand that what you're about to experience is a brilliant woman. She's brilliant and she's gifted with words and beyond gifted in communication because she's got a brilliant mind, but yet she's able to speak in a way that moms like me, moms like you, moms like us can really understand. She can talk to a regular person. She's the real deal. And I have to tell you, not only has she directly impacted the work that I do on biblical womanhood and the feminist movement and all of that, understanding and pulling the good stuff and leaving out the bad stuff. She has also helped me train my kids and direct them and with my husband. And I think if my husband was here right now, he'd be saying thank you to Alison. She, in my view, is a messenger. I would say that that is what she is the best. She is a messenger, and her messenger, in my view, is for right now. And I am super, super glad to have her on. I'm going to welcome up my new friend, Alison, out of the green room. And let's say hi to Alison. Come on, Alison, get up here. Let's see. Push my button. There you are. You're not, you can't tell that you can't see me, but you're up there and everybody can see your beautiful smile and your wonderful face. So welcome so much, Alison.
Well, I'm really glad to be here, but I have to tell you, I have a crush on you.
It's you just like my podcast equipment.
Well, you did show me your equipment, but thank you. Thank you for what you do and what you're doing.
Thank you. Well, it's people like you that give us the tools and the materials to do what needs to be done for moms. Because I know, and the moms will experience it, y'all, when you go on and you watch Allison on Instagram or you go on YouTube and watch some of her stuff or interviews that she's done. You're going to learn some stuff, but you're not going to learn the things or to the depth that can be taught through her class. And when I've learned those things, in the Moms Like Us Academy, you do get those. But it is time, Allison. These moms are really hungry for how to do these things. Not just, oh, this is information. Oh, that's really good to know about a man. No, I don't want to be a frog farmer. But they don't know how. They can even learn why, but they're not learning how. So I just appreciate you continuing, not with just really good research, which you are a researcher, but to go ahead and literally teach us how. So thank you so much. Okay, so let's get started because I have a lot of things that I would love for you to teach them. So we're just going to see how it goes because I don't even have very many notes, like seriously, because I thought, oh no, I know how this goes with Allison. You just let her go.
I'll follow you anywhere.
Ah, that's right. Good. Okay, so our culture, in my opinion, and I think you will agree, has gone to a place where they're um, they're making men be something that they're not. And the things that I've learned from you kind of made me never like What About Raymond anymore. And that's one of the things that I appreciated about you. Tell me about manhood and the way men are viewed in our culture today from your point of view.
Oh, geez. Um, I think they're viewed as the problem or the source of all the problems. Like all the bad stuff is their and um, and they're viewed as immature, um, not as spiritual or evolved as women, and therefore women should be in charge of everything because then it would go better. Um, and it, it's sad. It's sad for me. And my nephew actually said when he was running our company, he said, "We'll know we've fulfilled our mission when everybody loves Raymond isn't funny to anyone anymore." And I I mean, when I started studying men in 1991, it was because I found out I was a frog farmer. It was just personal. I wanted to know how was I bringing out the worst in men, and and I was an activist. I was an activist for the hungry and the homeless and for children. And then it converged, like that. My research about men and who they are and what truly motivates them like had this harmonic convergence with my activism where it became obvious we'll never solve the big problems as long as we're disempowering ourselves and each other, as long as we're diminishing our ability to produce results. And what we do to men, we do to women, we do to ourselves. Men do it to themselves and to each other. We are a self and universal emasculators. Like we just take each other out constantly. And part of the time we know it and we do it on purpose, right? Because we're frustrated or we feel threatened. And they, when men have a lot of power, that can seem scary to us because how we don't know how much they already want to use it for us, and then we don't know how to support them in using it for us, right? And so we just want to take it away, and it that brings out the worst in men, right? And so I think the thing that I love about what I've gotten to do, because I really only intended to study them for a few months because I knew there wasn't much worth knowing about them. They're clearly shallow, superficial, soulless, right? There's just, I really did. I thought it'd take 2 or 3 months to learn everything that was worth knowing about them. Now it's 32 years later. It was February of 1991 that I started. I'm still studying them. Because of everything they had to say about women, it caused me to pay more attention to women and our behavior than I ever had. And especially because of all the things they say they love about us and admire about us, and they're mystified. You know, they're mystified much of the time by what we do, because they can't help it. They think we're a kind of man, just like we think they're a kind of woman, right? So they're, a hairy, misbehaving woman who knows the right thing to do and is doing the wrong thing on purpose because they're immature, or they don't care, they don't respect us enough. And to us, to them, we're magical unicorns in the forest that are scattered and emotionally indulgent. And so the lack of understanding about gender hormones, right? I mean, we literally have hormones determined by, do you have descended or undescended testicles? Which ones do you, are they overheated or are they kept chilled? That's gonna,
That explains a lot right there.
yeah. And so but we don't understand. We don't understand how much testosterone and estrogen and progesterone and oxytocin and and oh my gosh, aromatase. Oh, geez, talk about a fascinating hormone. And cortisol and the progesterone gland. I mean, there's all these things happening in our bodies that shape not only our thoughts, but how our brains perceive and process information. And and then our thoughts affect our hormones, and our hormones affect our thoughts. Like aromatase, a woman can literally decide, okay, I'm totally amped up, I'm in man mode, I'm in get her done, I'm kicking ass, but I want to be a girl. It's Valentine's Day, right? I want to be a girl on a date with my husband. Okay, let's put on maybe some Enya or Madonna, whatever your flavor is, Adele or Rihanna, whatever gets your like feeling more womanly on, and we just think it. And our body secretes a hormone, it's called aromatase, that literally converts testosterone to estrogen. We biologically shift into a consciousness that is more diffuse, open to alternatives, possibilities, and constantly seeking connection. Seeking it, creating it, craving it, needing it to feel safe, right? Or someone could say, honey, we got to leave in 5 minutes. We got to get out the door. And then boom, all of a sudden we're in get her done. We got a deadline, get out of my way, right? Our brain screens out everything that's irrelevant to getting out the door, including being kind, gracious, patient. Like, boom, our mindset can literally be shifted in a moment just through this small detail called time, right? Like, as women, we can accomplish like crazy without exhausting ourselves if we just give ourselves more time, because that affects our mindset, which affects our hormones, which affects our emotions and how we relate to our feelings, and all these ways of being we have access to if we have plenty of time. And
Do you think?
that's the
I'm sorry, I
first
got
thing
it.
to moms. That's the first thing I'd say to moms that changed after I started studying men, and then by reference women. It changed how I was a mom, because I sat myself down and thought, what do I most want to give my kids? I have 3 kids. What do I most want to give them? And I just thought about it. I thought about being a kid. I thought about them. And the answer was patience. I wanted to provide my children with patience. So I reverse engineered what has me be patient, not pretend to be patient. What has me actually feel patience in my body, have a mental state of patience? What does that? And it turned out the biggest contributor is sleep and alone time. Those 2 things, sleep and alone time. So I taught my husband to stop come visiting me when I was taking a bath. No, that's not a chatty time for me. That's alone time for me. Please stop coming to visit me. That was funny. And I learned to sleep, like to find my ideal time to be asleep so that I woke up with the most patience. And Mona, it was so cute. One of my favorite memories is my son. He would have been 7, and his little sister, right? two 2 years old, and probably 2.5 at the time. And I heard them outside my bedroom door. I heard Jeff say to Claire, "Shh, if we wait till it's a 7, she'll be patient."
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. What was the seven? The clock?
Yeah, yeah. He was looking at the clock and he was waiting for it to turn to a 7. Because I taught them, if you let me sleep until 7 o'clock, whether I was asleep or not, even if I just got to lie in bed and not interact yet, I was patient. And it's one of the things that I did that I would say is one of the sources of, ever since my kids were little, people would comment on how confident they were. And a big part of that was I taught them literally how to manipulate me. How do you get the mom you need? And I would teach them things like they would say, you know, can we go to the movies? Mom, can we go to the movies? Can we go to the movies? And I'll say, give me a minute. No, come on, can we go? Can we go? I said, I can give you a no immediately. Yeses take time. And then they learned if they were quiet, right? And then I taught them a different. Instead of saying, why can't we go to the movies? Say, Mom, would you consider taking us to the movies? I mean, what reasonable person wouldn't at least consider it,
Yeah.
right? And so then I'm considering it, and I'm considering how I could do that. What would I have to rearrange to go do that with them? I was figuring out how to make it happen for them. And so they learn to stop asking, why not? I'll tell you why not. You're asking the wrong question.
That's
Mom,
awesome.
is there anything we could do that would make it so we could go to the movies? Mom, is there any support you need from us? Or they used to do this thing because I taught them to do it. And then I didn't even realize what had happened to me until I felt them doing it. We called it getting the monsters out. And so when I was like, right, hyped up because, I was working, I was being a mom, I was being a wife, I had all these ideals, about dinner supposed to be on the table when my husband gets home from work. And it's supposed to be hot and on the table the moment he walks in the door. Oh my gosh, some of the standards I had. But I would find out that I was stressed because I'd feel these little fingers going like this, and they would pull we called it pulling the monsters out of my head, and they would just pull on my hair. They would just pull on my hair, or they'd go and they'd start brushing my hair, and I'd start going, oh, I
I
guess
think
I was
I think it's
penitent.
working.
Oh, what was it you're asking of me?
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Okay, I hope everybody's writing this down. I hope that you have enjoyed this interview with Alison Armstrong. So much that we can know about men. But the one thing I want you to know about men, and I think that will help you the most, is they're not like you. They're not. And so t- to learn and to become a student of your husband. A long time ago, I heard someone say that. Be a student of your husband, be a student of your kids. Like, huh, what is the reason behind what he's saying? He said, no, but is there a really good reason? Like, he seems to be like this. Is there a reason for that? Instead of just assuming, assumptions are what's kind of getting us in trouble. And then we get offended. So, in the weeks to come and in the Moms Like Us Academy, these are the things that we really tackle. We tackle them because you can't get this on a Pinterest post. I'm sorry, sweetie. They got 3 points and sometimes even seven, and they're good points, but they're not going to give you the equipping to know how to do it and to give you the verbiage that you need to have for it, or to show you what it looks like when it's done incorrectly. Those are learning moments. It's being a student. And you can get those things in the Moms Like Us Academy. So I hope that you will go over and sign up for the Moms Like Us Academy. It's momslikeus.org. And we have monthly guests just like Allison, and we have challenges and make it happen. It's not overwhelming. And then every once in a while, you get something fun in the mail from me. You can also get, we'll have downloads, and we have Q&A with me every week, because I am Mona, your mom mentor, and I am here to help you become the wife and the mom that you want to be, and the woman. So, moms like us, we got to do things like this. We've got to show ourselves how to do what we want to do most of all. And moms like us, we're going to be here for you when we do. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.